What's going on, you guys? TBR here, back yet again with another King of Fighters All-Star video, and welcome back to the channel. I hope you all are having a wonderful week and had an awesome weekend. In today's video, we are going to not be talking about the EX Volume 8 teaser trailers because, well, apparently Netmarble forgot that they have an update in the next 48 hours and we haven't even gotten those yet, so hey, it is what it is. We'll make do. In today's video, we are going to instead be talking about the going away for the EX Hotaru update. Yeah, that's right, you guys. This Tide Them Over update as a result of the EX Volume 8 update coming our way on the 26th. It is going to be going away here in the next 24 hours. So I wanted to go ahead and talk about some of what is in this update as far as what's going away, what you're going to need to do, but more importantly, we are going to also be, speaking of things going away, using up these time-limited tokens both for the fighters as well as for the unified card banner, because those are also going to be going away as well, and I figure it'll make for a pretty nice little summon session. But before we go ahead and get into all of that and more, make sure if you guys haven't already done so, you smash that like button and subscribe, and let's just go ahead and get into today's video. So the first big thing, of course, guys, is going to be the EX Hotaru part of the update. Now, of course, you are going to have your lucky missions and your lucky chance event. So in my opinion, you guys, obviously we've already talked about what you should be picking up from the exchange shop with these things. I already told you guys I would probably try to at minimum get her to A3 and then maybe try and get those stones for her, both Moon and Star Stone, because those are going to be the ones that are going to be a little bit more unique, as well as the fact that being that she is an EX fighter, you are going to be able to put the EX stones on her for the circle, square, and hexagon stones as well. So she has plenty of options there, some of which are even better than what are available right now for her specifically. So I would try to target those first and foremost. And then, of course, the card set, get her finisher. That's going to be a big thing, of course. But overall, you have plenty of different options in there. For me personally, I was waiting to see kind of how much I ended up with this character before I made any decisions, and admittedly I've had terrible luck with this character, so I pretty much have just decided I'm not going to be going for these random mystery boxes as a result. I've had like zero luck with these yellow tiles whatsoever. Very little luck when it comes to those. I've had a decent amount of luck with the green ones, but I digress. So it's looking like I am going to be in that awkward spot where I'm just going to have to build her a little bit and just be done with it. I'm not going to have anything left over to be able to use on these things, or really be able to get enough of these things for it to matter. So I'm just going to go ahead and get what I can get here based on my RNG. Hopefully your RNG was better, but like I said, you guys, try to get her to A3, make sure you get her finisher. Card set is definitely good as well, especially for future characters, being that it's for the female fighters here. So this is a really good card set. We've talked about it. I would say for you guys out there that can get it, I would definitely try to at least get one set. Unfortunately for me, unless my RNG just goes absolutely crazy in the next 24 hours, not looking good for me, but it is what it is. And then, like I said, with the stones, I would try to maybe just focus on these two guys right here. And then if you can pick up any stragglers or anything else, then that's your prerogative. But I would at least try to get this Moon and the Star Stone. But overall, you guys, that's kind of my opinion on that. Just make sure that you budget accordingly to how you feel fit, depending on how you feel about the character, and you'll be just fine. So other things in here, though, that you're going to need to make sure that you do, guys, obviously, you're going to need to make sure that you do your dailies. That's going to be something that is going to go along with the rest of what we've already talked about. And then your lucky chance event, make sure you use all these up. There are time limited items in here, specifically these tokens. You're going to want to use those up as well. So there's plenty of different things in here, you guys. It all just kind of comes down to what your priorities are. Just make sure that you guys go in and get this stuff finished up, right? So speaking of those tokens, you guys are going to notice I have a ton of these. So I'm just going to go ahead and hop in here. We'll probably just kind of go back and forth. There really isn't a whole lot I need off of the unified banners themselves, but I figured that I might as well use them since they are use them or lose them. And I don't want to waste these things because these memories, like there you go, we got a fast right off the bat. These memories are still somewhat useful for some of my old AS fighters or any of my old Collab fighters that can still use dimensional invitations, that is. So, you know, it is what it is. I can just go ahead and parlay some of those into characters I've ignored for years. So not a big deal. But anytime I can get free fast memories, I take them because you might as well take them. There you go. So we got Mian. That's always nice. I have most of these characters at this point at A5. There's very few of these characters that I really need to build up. In fact, most of them are blue, believe it or not. Like Yashiro, Chris, Even Goro, the Christmas Goro, I do not have fully built up yet. So, you know, there's options there. When it comes to the card banner, this is more exciting only because I could always use fodder. So whereas using the memories for the Fest Fighters is sometimes kind of just, you know, using them to use them for dimensional invites and things of that nature, these types of things right here are always really beneficial to my account. So this multi right here is a beautiful, beautiful thing for me, especially considering we're about to get that new update. And when we get those new characters, we're of course going to get new cards. So I could always use more fodder for them. And I still need more fodder for things like re-rolling for different effects for Transcendence. I also have plenty of cards from the last update for the Soulcalibur 6 cards. Wow. Okay, we'll take that. For the Soulcalibur 6 cards that I could definitely still transcend. So when it comes to these card tokens, those were definitely going to be appreciated. Hello, Orochi. Ah, yes, everybody's favorite, best Orochi. So what we got here, we got good old Lin. Good old Lin. I remember when he first dropped, people were kind of hype about that, and that lasted all of 2 or 3 days. But anyway, you guys, when it comes to the fact that Netmarble still hasn't released these trailers for these characters, I'm kind of shocked by that. It seems like Netmarble has kind of ruined their own hype behind this update, so to speak. I know there's a lot of people out there that have been waiting for these trailers to drop, specifically for Iori, really. I know there's a ton of people that have been waiting for that character in general to get an EX variant, and the fact that we still have not gotten that trailer is definitely kind of sticking in the craw of a lot of people out there that I've talked to. But it is what it is. Netmarble seems like they are kind of in this weird period right now with this game where they're kind of quiet, and that does make me worry about kind of the future of things, considering the fact that we still don't even have any real proper update about what to expect in 2023, unless you count that latest dev video that we got, where they did talk slightly about some of the stuff that they're working on over the course of the next couple of months or so, or what have you. They didn't really give us much of a time frame on any of that stuff, but they did mention things. So I know for the fact that they are working on things in the background. It's just one of those situations where when are we actually going to see any of the fruits of their labors, right? So I would prefer if they would be a little bit more transparent with us. I feel like in the past, in January's past at least, they've been a little bit more talkative about kind of the future, what to expect, what they're working on. And again, we've gotten very little to none of that, unless you count that update. So yeah, that's pretty much where we're at right now. I'm really not sure what Netmarble's planning, but hopefully it's something good. As we get more fodder here, this has actually been very lucrative for us as far as card fodder goes, and we will take it. I am not complaining one bit, although I don't think that we've gotten any of the ones we actually have on the rate up, which is kind of funny to me, but it is what it is. The rate up is what it is. We don't, again, really rightfully need any of this stuff. None of this stuff is anything we're going to use outside of just fodder for other things. So, but when it comes to these characters coming out, though, I do think that they kind of missed an opportunity, considering the fact that these are two characters that definitely have some hype behind them. Oh, we got a little Lady Kim there. Nice. I already have her at A5 as well. But I do think that they did miss an opportunity here, because they could have been building up hype over the course of the past couple of days. Now, don't get me wrong, I do appreciate that they give us those update and in-game event notice breakdowns early, because those are really nice to have a couple days earlier than normal, instead of just on the eve of the update. It kind of gives us time to kind of prepare for what's coming up, and especially some of the events and things. If we have the ability to, we can prepare that way as well. But yeah, you would think that we would get trailers. I remember the days when we would get trailers like a week out or somewhere in that vicinity. And nowadays it seems like if we're going to get a trailer, specifically if it's for a non-collab, then we're not going to get it more than maybe a day or so before the actual update, which is weird to me. Not really sure when that changed or why that has changed. We're getting a lot of FES in this video, but maybe they decided because they have had issues in the past, we actually needed that memory, so we'll take that. That's one of our rate ups too. So, you know, maybe they decided because they have been burned in the past by the community as far as backlash is concerned, over the fact that they'll sometimes show something that might get altered or changed a little bit despite the disclaimers on the videos. Maybe that's part of their reasoning. They just don't want to get themselves in any trouble, so they're holding off as much as possible. but I don't know. It just seems kind of weird to me that we have not gotten those yet. But at the same time, like I said, they have been starting to push those out later, and they've been pushing out those in-game update notice and in-game event notices earlier. So, you know, I guess it's a give and a take, but still very odd to me. And I know a lot of people out there were expecting to see the trailers today. I was too. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I was fully expecting to be talking about them today. But, you know, it is what it is. Now I guess we pretty much can assume that we'll see those tomorrow, if we're going to see them at all, which if we don't see trailers at all for these characters, that's when I'm going to start kind of wondering to myself what the process is right now going on in the background with them, but we'll wait and see. I'm not going to start screaming bloody murder quite yet about the state of the game or anything like that as it pertains to that being some sort of sign of something, but still very strange to me. But overall, hopefully you guys have had better luck with the Hotaru events than I have. Like I said, I've had awful luck. We did recently, in the past couple of days over the weekend, start getting a new push login event. That's really nice. The nicest thing about it is we are getting those tickets for the EX Volume 8. We started getting those actually today, which is very nice, our first batch of those tickets. So, you know, we'll get more tomorrow. That'll make up for a little bit of the quiet coming from Netmarble at the moment, I suppose. We'll take little gifts like that, but yeah, I still don't think it makes up for the fact that over the years they have really neutered the free login rubies, but what can you do, right? That's been an issue now for a while, and I don't think they're ever going to go back to the old numbers like we used to get. We were very spoiled back in the day, believe it or not, for those of you who weren't around for that. We used to get a lot of free login rubies, but nowadays, just a fraction for those of us who have been here long enough to remember. But all right, I think that was our last free multi for the fighters. Yeah, it was. So we can go ahead and finish up on the cards here. We're gonna have an odd number, but that's okay. Just do this last multi. So overall, you guys, like I said, your prerogative on what you're prioritizing for Hotaru. Just let me know in the comment section down below where you ended up with that. Like I said, I had very bad luck with some of those boards, so not much to talk about or write home about for me there. But when it comes to these summons here, I feel like we actually did very, very well. We got a lot of fodder in this video, so I am going to say that this was a massive success as far as what we were looking for, because again, the fodder was really the bigger priority of the two between the memories and the card fodder, so we'll take those. But anyway, you guys, that's pretty much it. Make sure that, like I said, you go through here, finish up all this stuff in the next 24 hours, get it all done, use up your time-limited items, make sure that you go in if you're planning on picking up any of the battle passes. You still have 24 hours to do that. And when it comes to these, for those of you that are wondering, like, for instance, if I go in here, if I were to pick this up right now, I would be able to get all the rewards. You would be able to still get all the rewards if you picked it up today, as long as you've been playing the game and collecting your daily missions and things like that. So you should still be able to redeem that and get all the items there if you have been waiting. But overall, you guys, that's pretty much just my opinion on all of this stuff. Let me know in the comment section down below where you think those trailers are, and what you ended up doing when it comes to Hotaru. Did you end up building her up fully? Were you just RNG locked into being able to just make do with what you could like I was? Did you decide to go the way of getting some of the boxes because you like what you saw with EX Volume 8? Let me know in the comments section. But anyway, you guys, that's just all my opinion and my thoughts on this stuff. I will talk to you all in the next one. You all take care. Peace.
Continue. Game over.